Jim. Is it just me? I can hear a lot of noise from behind. It's better now. There's still some noise. Oh my god, Discord is so bad. I guess we really need new apps that can sort of integrate all these functions.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear your voice.
Yeah, I changed to get on the computer. I think something wrong with the phone. Yeah, okay, I think I can start now.
GM, I am not opening the Ultiverse Live right now, so I feel like back home, very familiar with our holders, our community members, for those out there in the behind our live streaming. So this is Jimbo, the co-founder of Ultiverse. Thanks for coming today. Thank you.
Thanks, Moonlight. Yeah. So I think a lot of people also probably know me, but just for the newer guys out there, I'm actually doing the business development for Ultiverse. I'm the lead as well, and probably doing the collaborations and partnerships. Anything out, you can EFF alphas or whatever can reach out to me, and happy to get on this town hall. A lot of us probably have a lot of burning questions, and we haven't had a town hall for quite some time. And that was also what community always requested. So happy to have to see all the familiar faces here as well. So remember to blast out your questions later. If you don't hold back. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, actually, the level 2 staking is being rewarded already. It's just that there's a tweet regarding to what's going to be rewarded before got deleted. But so the level 2 is already sort of sent out through the MetaGF and also mission runners. But I guess today, this is a town hall. People really interested to know the updates in general about ElectricSheep. Do you want me to go through everything by all together, or you just want to ask the question one by one? Sure. Okay. I'm gonna just stop what I want to share with the community system straight away, I guess. And it's been, I guess, more than a month since our previous town hall. So many things happened. It feels differently when you are becoming the builders. The time runs differently. Trust me, it's more than just we have different time zone, but also we see things differently. How we schedule our own day. There are so many. As you all can see that we have multiple projects are running simultaneously at the same time. So the progress, how whether the deliver match our expectations, a lot of things into consideration. So ES as our Guinness's collections, always our priorities. I guess we have some question regarding to staking. We have some question regarding to how's the new profile pictures progress doing. I will start with that. So the new PFP took more time than expected because we really trying to make this looks good. It's not that easy. When you're trying to build something completely new, it's easy because you just have this background story and find the studio, or we can do this ourselves. But when you have everything already, you're gonna change it. That's a totally different story. And also, I guess you are aware that IP is one of these content people really talking about a lot. So in a way that we're trying to persuade our gaming studio, not gaming, our studio, that the new PFP will able to enable us to have the function to really utilize the power of IP. It took a little bit more time. We trying to not just update it, the new PFP, but also in a way can maintain the old one because people have the emotion attachment already, including myself. Although we all said this old one is not perfect, but we've been using that for a long time. So the top priority will be we're trying to keep the old one. We keep it somewhere that will be with us forever. And but maybe it's not ideal for the profile picture, so we will upgrade a new one. And meanwhile, we see that this is an opportunity to what we call restart the journey. There are different things you can see right now across the NFT market right now. People talking about the return of something, right? But for us, I see, at least for myself, I see this as an opportunity to restart the journey of ElectricSheep holders. So it's more than just upgrade the PFP by what it looks like, but also we're gonna combine other things together, because there are a lot of things happening right now across the Ultiverse ecosystem. There has been some milestone as well. In terms of terminal cities, you are aware that we have our launch, the alpha launch test on January, and we have our Cyberpink days, and we have our mission runners, and we have our MetaGF, and also our Ultiverse SDK. I think I will explain more today the logic behind everything and what we as a company, as a metaverse platform, are seeking for, and what we are trying to build in a way that this is a closed loop business model, and what we see the opportunity here by bridging the Web 2 and Web 3 in a way that we could have an exponential growth, and so that our holders will benefit from that growth. And then I will also cover how we see the metaverse virtual land to ourselves, and how we can approach it in general. Yes, I guess I will put the mic back to you, Muna, because there's so many things. And then if something you can help me out to, point out how I start, and I will just follow back. So initially, we have a very precise response that it would take about 60 days. But there's things back and forth that, for example, they deliver something, but we feel like this is not good enough, so we put it back to them to redo a lot of things. Even the election we have is, I think, it's a forced model, so same things happening. It just, I think, whether it looks good or bad is something very subjective. People have different preference, so we align with that. And again, we see that it's not just an upgrade. We see that it's a rebranding. So we are trying to combine everything together, especially in terms of the ecosystem. We have so many products right now. So right now, we are also working on our website in a way that people can see what we are building clearly, instead of the previous roadmap. I guess especially our new holders will check our website as a guidance to know what we're gonna do next. But a lot of things has changed already, so we are working on our website. Another thing is, I guess I'm gonna continue the conversation before. So for Ultiverse as a platform, you can see we're trying to have this bridge to really connect Web 2 to Web 3, and in a way that we could possibly have the exponential growth. The NFT market has been through a lot in the last 18 months, I would say. You can see the parts of all this across the board. Different projects have different paths. We do see that the holders have different expectations. And for Ultiverse, the best way that we can reward our holder is really to build that closed loop business cycle. And that's why you can see our media matrix Ultiverse Live has been through, we put a lot of efforts on that. And shout out to Moonlight. We have been #1 on Binance Live in the last 8 months. And that is somewhere we can attract the traffic. And we should be aware that traffic is one of the most important resources in Web3. And Ultiverse is one traffic source from Binance Live. And we're expanding that traffic source in different ways. One way is we across different platforms. Another way is introduce more content. I guess you will see more coming soon, very soon, in terms of different content for our SDK game. And you can see what happened in Mission Runners. That's actually a tool to convert the traffic we can gain from the media matrix. And I'm proudly to share the information, share some data. We've already had 150,000 registered users from Mission Runners, and the number is growing very, very fast. We're trying to use Mission Runner as a tool not just to convert the traffic, but also a way helped us to educate users so that they could understand that we have this achievement system. We will have these badges, and we can actually accumulate this habit that people use the Mission Runner every day, and also build a social relationship through Mission Runners. There are some other similar products in the market, but they really focusing on the social interaction. But for us, you can see all the products from Ultiverse ecosystem will integrate with Mission Runners. So more than just social retreat or follow things like that, but also they can fulfill these mission from the games we have. And you all know that people. Yeah, I'm gonna just say the Terminal City straight away instead of you ask me the question, right? So you see, on January we launched the alpha test for Terminal Cities, and we do aware that the data tells us a AAA level product package was too large, and the computer performance requirements were too high at this stage. It's really not that friendly enough for the Web3 users, not just for us, for our holders, but for the whole Web3 in general, and which leads to most users actually unable to experiment the product. Although we kind of we spend a lot of money to maintain the service, but the data is not that good as expected, in a way that we expect a lot more people coming because we have a lot of rewards and we did a lot of promotion, and we have a lot of private invitations from different NFT communities. But because we need to download the package, which is 29 giga, and somehow the data, not many people really actually showing up, right? We are very exciting, but not many people show up. So we realized that at this stage, Ultiverse as a platform, we should really create some content that can reach as many people as possible, that as people can really experiment the product. Otherwise, it makes no sense, right? And so that what you can see is that we are continuing optimizing for low performance capacity. That's why we had the Cherry Blossom event, Cyberpunk, on March, and it turns out very successful in a way that we have, in average, 10,000 daily active users, which is almost 100 times than the Terminal City Alpha, the demo day. So that shows us this is in the right direction. The model was a success, and most importantly, we are not just introduce Terminal City, but you can see that it's one of these very first, what we call the metaverse commercialized experiment, that we can literally invite some other projects, have their booths inside of a metaverse, so that our users can get in the metaverse and play some games, they get some rewards. And for those projects of collaboration, they come to us, they actually gain the traffic they want. So there's a win-win situation. And we'll continue using that way with different sort of a version, hopefully quarterly. And the next one will come in actually pretty soon. But again, because there's so many things happening simultaneously, we have to make sure that our priority will still set on our Ultiverse SDK. I will get to that soon. So that's what happened in terminal cities. We are optimizing for low performance, for the better capacity, and so that they could be a sustainable model. Okay. And for the Ennis loop, people also mentioned that they want to know what's going on with Ennis loop. Again, the data we had shows that we have to make things step by step. We can't just introduce terminus Ennis loop right now in a way that this is a massive AAA game and expect people will buy the story and come to play. I guess that what happened right now, not just the market itself, but also the preference right now, indicate that we should sort of reschedule that in a way. We have to spend more time to educate our users, to welcome more people to our community that have this sort of attachment with our platform, with different products, and so that we are more ready to have this sort of a grand launch in a way that we will the how we promote will convert to the users, so that the Ennis loop will still need a little bit more time, and I will explain you guys soon why. The focus right now is Ultiverse SDK, and because what we see that the accessible, social, and easy mobile game is the only way that we can approach more users, and those audience we had on Web2 and those ways we use to acquire users could possibly have a certain conversion to Ultiverse ecosystem. And that bridge is the potential opportunity to generate exponential growth. It's from our perspective. Because right now you see what happened in the market. We have meme coin, we have Ordinals, right? We have people using their IP to create some revenue from Web2. And that's a success. That means that from the revenue, the audience from Web2 is possibly the only way can generate a sustainable business model for us right now. That's what we want to try. And by doing so, if we have the channels from Web2, and that could possibly bring the outcome we want. And so we have 3 games we've been announced already. At the game is a cooperation, and Cyber Ball and Meta Merge is more than just a collaboration from the like a ready launch ready game, but it's haven't launched yet. And we have another game which is preparing as well. I guess that one will be similarly approximately before Q3. And before that, we actually already have more than 10 gaming studios building the cooperation with us, which means we have almost 300 games ready to convert to on-chain. And all it depends how well we did from the Ultiverse, the first Ultiverse SDK Meta Merge. If we do well, I think we will accelerate that progress in a way that we'll do the similar things like Meta Merge that our holders from an ElectricSheep and also MetaGF will get benefit at the very early stage in terms of NFT they have. But we'll see how it goes. Beyond that, I want to share something else is the land. Like people are expecting we have Ultiverse land, and we accelerate that process as well. But we'll see Ultiverse land in a different perspective. We see that actually to us, the previous story about metaverse and virtual land kind of gone, right? You can see the past from maybe, for example, Sandbox, Decentraland. People measure the success, measure the value in a different way. We see the past, we see the change, and we keep learning and try to catch up and try to make sure that what we understand is what actually the market needs. So we see the metaverse land as a commercial carrier in a way that either it's going to be very fun, or it's gonna be very valuable. But how we can generate value? We are talking to some Web2 partners in a way that I guess we will split into two parts. One is to B, one is to C. The holders will expect this sort of edge of the 2C part, and we're working on that. But we're not going to do this just isolatedly. We're going to combine the two things together. So I think there will be announcement after the meta merge. That will be the current focus after the meta merge. Once they settle down, and we have some partners who know this so well, who can help us to make sure we can deliver something hopefully both valuable and also fun. And that will be connect again with the original metaverse story, and also connect with the ElectricSheep NFT, and also connect with what we're trying to build in general as a metaverse platform. So please stay tuned, and we are working on that right now. What else have a meeting? Yes, so that's our land. That's our ElectricSheep, and that's our SDK. And yes, one more thing is MetaGF. And MetaGF actually play a very special roles. I'm not gonna talk about the details, like some question. I'm gonna leave the question to people to Moonlight. But we're trying to a little sort of not alpha, some little more about MetaGF. Is I think we see that the interaction between our holders with MetaGF is very interesting, and we're trying to make it more fun in a way that between each users you can somehow social with MetaGF, and the function is actually under development, and we will release that soon. And but again, I guess we will need to build a more frequent communication between between us, between the team, and our holders, because we're actually delivering a lot of things in a very silent way. You can see the upgrade. You may not even be aware, but every 2 weeks, our Discord, our mission runners, our MetaGF, and our terminal cities, also the earnings loop, everything's all the product we already launched have some upgrade. There are some features we sort of improve, some bugs we fix, but we haven't really launched that detail yet. I mean, we don't launch that, but because there's so many things that people are not aware, we're just trying to deliver the experiments in a way people will surprise by. Oh, there's something new I didn't know before. But that's the conclusion in general from my side. The thing is a lot of things going on. We'll continue sort of have this collaboration with for our partners, which is very good success. You can see from the previous event, we've been very busy with these collabs. I think we'll continue doing that. But most importantly, we see the trends on the mobile game will be something very interesting. We want to be leader in this industry more than just an NFT of profile pictures. So we want to make sure that Ultiverse as a platform in general will have this closed business loop in a way that our user understand that, and more people will join us because they understand the vision we have. And yes, I think that's my side. I'll keep it short. Otherwise, we'll keep hearing me talking. But I just can't help to be very exciting whenever I'm talking about this. And I will leave a mic back to Moonlight. We're currently testing the features, and I think it will be expected to be released in early June. And any MetaGF related updates, yeah, I think that will be pretty much like that for that part. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So I think most of us who is inside is familiar with what Ether Games is, a trading card game actually. And of course, to give a more precise information, basically, what we are doing with SDK is we are integrating with their game as well as them integrating into our SDK platform. So this card, okay, which is named Moonlight, will probably be playable in the game. Not only in just at the games game, where you can actually participate in their tournaments, you can actually utilize the card, you can to do your strategy decks, etc. It only not only just represents just at the games, it also represents Ultiverse ecosystem. So instead of an NFT that is just on one NFT project, you're actually getting the value of two. And of course, as usual, we are always rewarding our ElectricSheep holders. The mission has already ended about 1 month ago. Everyone that has taken part will get an airdrop. And what you can actually do and what you can actually expect, there will be prizes as well. But you need to be a holder for the NFT holder. So there will also be potential benefits in the future of holding these cards and using these cards. And one of the main things I think we have not announced as well, we are still in the collaborative phase, but that will be ending soon. And the airdrop is expected, probably by next month, it will probably happen. We are also reducing supply because we do not see the need to actually push out 10K. We want to make sure that every single of the NFT holders are getting what they deserve, and also making sure it's not an oversupply. So it will be valuable to an extent, in my opinion. So make sure get your hands on the last few collaborations that we are doing, because it will be probably ending this Friday. And I think a lot of them are also asking, what kind of tournaments are we holding? So obviously, as this is at the games SDK integration, we will probably be holding tournaments with at the games. There will be rewards of prize money as well as soul. So this is for you, for a chance for our community to earn through gaming, as well as to understand long-term benefits. And at the games, we'll be preparing some other surprises as well of utilizing this card. So I know there are a lot of probably a lot of burning questions like what's all this about, but you can take this as an example, how Ultiverse can actually work with almost every single project that is willing to work with us. And we also, of course, handpick the projects, that are well funded as well as are creative and have the aspiration to actually do things in the long run. So if you have any questions, for the town hall questions, etc., just place it there. Or if you have any questions regarding Ether Games, you can actually reach out to me anytime if you are too shy to speak in the town hall. But if you are, you have questions that you want to blast, just feel free to shoot it. And yeah, for the Chinese community, 如果你们有什么问题关于就是 Ether Games 的话，你也是可以问我们。就 yeah, that's about all. So back to you.
Yeah, the first phase of the reborn event will end by the end of May. So I guess it's gonna be today, right? Today or tomorrow. I think with different time zone. But it's gonna be by the end of the May. Damn. Yes, they will receive additional rewards, but we will announce that later. Yeah, I think everything will be accurate on the Twitter. So I think we have this official announcement on Twitter, and that will be as a guidance to know what we're gonna do next for that part. Um, Give me a second. So we're trying to provide a better wallet integration on the mobile phone. So we're cooperating with partners to upgrade the technology, and that we are so because of that we're doing some internal tests, and after the completion of this internal test, we will select some early participant for the alpha testing. So I guess that will depending on the schedule, we will have select some early some audience to do the test. There will be one. Yeah. Sure. I think one thing is that the Metaverse story contest, right, is still ongoing. So I highly encourage you to be part of it. It's very actually easy to join, and the reward is not bad. And most importantly, I want to have our users, that our community, be part of the creation process. That's gonna be fun. And in terms of the Terminal City, the Endless Loop, and the land, I think I just covered already. I guess I just couldn't really help myself to too exciting to share at a very early stage. But um, my thesis or my personal goal is I want things to be exciting. I want people really exciting to talk about what we're gonna do next. We have some audience today. I want you to really want to know more in a way that to urge to be part of it, because we can't build this without you. You know, we can't build this just by ourselves. I want more feedback. I want more participation across broad. I want our mission, our passion on Ultiverse will align with you as well. Because honestly, I'm an investor. I play NFT as well. So in a way that I understand that time is the most valuable asset. Since you are here with us as a community, I want your time is valuable with us to be part of it. And let's grow together. So that's my sort of my the rest of the part. And then something else, right? Is there anything else? Yeah, the color. I think the first proposal was about we're gonna switching the clap token to Ethereum, right? And then we're gonna swap in the floor. But the thing is that we're still trying to sell the collapse token. Um, the liquidity is very low, so we won't able to really dump the price. I mean, we don't want to really just dump the price to help. So we kind of do this slowly in a way that the token can sell for something. After we have all the Ethereum in hand, we're gonna start the swiping. But what I can tell you is that we're still selling the token. Yeah, I guess we all have this sort of consensus that the token price will go down. And it's actually not just going down, but it's just very hard to have people buying it. So that's something about the collapse that I want to update with you. Do you have any live question? I mean, I know we have this Ultiverse slide, but you can just ignore that because it's a town hall. So wherever you want to ask, just pop up and feel free to raise your hand and chat with us. I guess we still have like 5 more minutes, right?
Yeah, I see Mr. Y raising his hand.
Hey everyone.
Hello, Mr.
Can you
Y.
hear me?
Yes.
What's up? Yeah, so first question would be what is the uh, level 3 staking reward for the yes holder? Sorry if I missed the answer because I think I joined late. Like would be announced like do we know what is the level 3 rewards for the yes holder? For the
Yes, the level 3 rewards, I think we're gonna combine together, not combine together in a way that we have this already. We have before we had the reward. But the team sort of discussed whether the reward is going up. So we're gonna just sort of change the reward. We'll have an announcement very soon, probably this week, and then at that time we'll make sure everyone see that.
Okay, great. Thanks. Thank you, Mona. Thank you, Jimbo.
Do you have another question, Mr. Y? Is that-
Um, do we have other questions from the community members? If no, then I can shoot out several other questions.
Let's finish your question first.
Yep. So, okay, I understand that we are focusing on the SDK project right now to attract the audience to attract the audience from the different backgrounds, but I think the majority of the ES holder, in the very beginning, they wanted to buy these NFTs because of the Terminicity and last loop. So I kind of wondering that because the resource is limited, and as Jimbo you just mentioned, time is our most valuable asset. I was wondering that is the team are all the team members all focusing on their MetaGF, the MetaMerge, other the SDK projects, or we kind of like have the enough resource to develop the Terminicity and their NS loop, because these three AAA projects, I know it takes time, right? Like these like the long-term benefit, but the SDK ones, the lighter games, it takes less time. We can use that to attract a different audience. But I feel like we put more like time to develop Terminicity and MS to still, or what's the strategy here?
Yeah, actually, I covered that at the beginning, so maybe it's just
Okay.
new information. But I wouldn't mind share with you, to answer that question. So we're still building on Terminicity and AnyStoop. For AnyStoop, I mentioned that the steps will kind of change a little bit in a way that will make sure every step match the market condition. And also for Terminicity, you already seen our first example, the Cyberpink Day, as an event-driven metaverse experiments, which is quite a success. So that we will duplicate that model in a way that not just our user will be part of it, but also our partners who can benefit from hosting the event. It's a bridge that we can sort of expand into a wider variety of user base in Web 2, and not just Web 3, but also Web 2. So the version of Terminal City will be easier to come out because what we're trying to do is lower the performance for better capacity, right? You will see more models coming out very soon. And for the SDK, again, I think, okay, for the ElectricSheep, I think your question is whether we will focus in on the rest of the thing and just not spending enough time on the ElectricSheep, right? If that's the question, is that the question, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I just want to know what's the, because we have the team members, we have limited time. When you're focusing on something, there will be less time on other projects.
Yeah.
So from my observation, we are kind of focusing on SDK right now, but do we have the enough resource to develop Terminal City and Endless Loop? Because I feel like that would be the medium-term goals, and that would be the very beginning purpose why we invested the
Sure.
ES NFT.
Thanks for that question. The way is that we actually introduce some partners. So we don't do everything by ourselves. We'll make sure that we have people who have their strengths on certain part and that they can do their thing and we do our things. So I guess in general speaking, we are fine with that. In terms of resource, yes, we are fine with that. And again, in terms of participation, because we expect that Terminal City is something, or the whole metaverse, something our user will be most excited about. But it turns out that when we actually launched the alpha test on January, there aren't many people showing up. And we are surprised too. We expect that a lot of people will coming out. But that tells us the requirement for a large the AAA game, it is challenging. And that's why we switched that. Yeah, but the data show us that's the right decision because the engagement and participation is totally different levels.
And let's do. Thanks, Jimbo.
Thank you for coming out. Please come out more often. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we'll do.
Thank you all, and please come talk to us more frequently. You know, whether you want to challenge us, want to ask a question, or just randomly say hello, please come over. I want to feel you, want to hear you.
Yeah, I think Jimbo is right. So like you guys can actually approach us as well. Like if you want to play games together, etc. Let us know. You can do something around it. And yeah, thanks for everyone's time. I think we'll be doing more spaces as well as especially for me. I think we will be doing with some of our partnering projects. So feel free to join us. And yeah, thanks Moonlight. For always doing and hosting it for us. And yeah, see you guys in Terminus chat or Alpha chat.
I saw some news. Saw somebody talking about the news on the Terminus chat. I would say pay attention to MetaMerge, the official Twitter. We're working on something, but we can't tell right now. It's not because that's not because the news is some good news come out soon. It's just because we're not allowed to tell. It's about the third parties, some sort of exchange. Sort of we have this agreement that we cannot tell until everything settled down. But when we can tell, then we can tell. It will be soon. Ciao. Good night. Good morning. And see you guys soon.